Hello, friends. I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's fantastic. I hope everything is wonderful. Everything here is. It is. It's here. That's what it is. I had a kind of crazy, busy, weird weekend full of nonsense and not nonsense. It was fine. My kid was here. I had my kid this past week, and she had a lot going on this weekend. Um, we had the band thing on Saturday, which is they call it the band spectacular. It's basically our local high school puts on a field show where they get bands from the area and generally a college band to come play. It's a big community event. And so that required us to go there at like 10 in the morning and set up and then come back for a little while and then go back at like 3. I had a couple of hours in between. And then I was volunteering selling tickets that night. So all the band parents were there doing some various jobs. So between in those couple of hours of shop time, or those couple of hours, I got in a little bit of shop time and I made the carcass for the shoe bench drawer thing that I'm building. And got that put together pretty quickly. I used pocket holes and biscuits, which is one of my favorite cheat codes for doing carcasses like that because the biscuits keep the pieces from twisting and shifting, and then you just pocket hole it in, and you don't. And especially when it's two sides and a bunch of little stretchers like that, it's really hard to get all of that stuff lined up and working correctly. So it's like a cheat code. You just kind of snap it together and throw the screws in, and you're done. Really, really easy assembly method. So I threw that together pretty quickly. I had already built the panels for the sides. I just needed to, I think maybe even Friday or Thursday, one of the two, I put the little feet on the bottom. I just kind of made a quick template. Well, I didn't make a template. I just stuck some pieces of wood down to the thing and then used that as a routing template and then used the first one to copy to the second one. Whatever. The point is, I got pretty far and I was like, cool. Like I already had the top glued up, and I was like, I just need to get the top trimmed to size and then put it on there and then build drawers and I'm done. Which is of course is you're never done because now there's 2 hours of sanding and then putting stain on and then sanding and then finishing and there's a lot more going on than just I'm done. But whatever. Did the band? So I did that. We got to the band thing. I got there at like 3:30 or so. Got my stuff checked out by like 4:15. Gates open at 4:30. Started selling tickets. Everything was going great, and then storms. I mean, it started raining. Some bands were playing. Some bands had already dropped out because of the rain, because of the forecast. And it just got worse to the point that we had to cancel it. Like some bands just said straight up said we're not playing and left. And then our band didn't get to play, and the college band didn't get to play. We were the last two, and we didn't get to go. So we bailed out of there, came home, and whatever. Yesterday, we were supposed to have softball games in the morning. That got canceled because the fields were a mess. So I got to spend a little bit of time down here, and the only limiting, well, I got to spend some time down here. I wanted to get the top put on and start measuring and cutting for the drawers, or at least I need to go get some more wood to make the drawers, whatever. And it was just nothing was going correctly. I shouldn't say nothing. I cut the back out, the 1/4 inch back panel, and glued that in place. That went okay. And then the top, when I got the original, I had this idea that two 1x10s, if I just joint one side and glue that together, that would be a top, which is fine. Like it could work, but the two 1x10s that I picked for clarity of the wood, not necessarily straightness and cup. And I thought maybe if I use a biscuit joiner to keep the boards aligned, I'll be able to deal with any sort of wonkiness. Well, it ended up there was like a 3/8 of an inch cup to this thing, which was not going to come out, especially just glue or screwing through soft pine. I wasn't going to be able to pull out a 3/8 inch cup. It was also twisted like a 1/2 inch. Like there was just no way of fixing this top. So I ripped it in half and then ripped those pieces in half and then ripped another board down into two more strips. So so I ended up with like 4-inch wide strips. So I made a bunch of 4-inch wide strips and started gluing those together, hoping to get, to fix the problem. The last time I used biscuits and clamps and all that sort of stuff. This time, in those 4-inch strips, I was able to get nice clean seams. And I thought, you know what? I'll just slap some glue on here, throw a couple of pocket holes in each board to hold them together while the glue dries, and it's good. I've done that before on like tabletops, and it's worked fine. Just like I did 3 pocket holes. That's more than enough. It's just there until the glue dries, and then you can take the pocket holes out. They don't have to stay in there. And so I had them all 4 laying here on the bench, which is nice and flat, and I started screwing them. And by the time I got to the end, I flipped it over, and it was like the 2 middle ones were higher than the 2 outside ones, and then the one was higher than, like, it turned into this cup because this board shifted as I was gluing them together, and I got so pissed off. I was able to get it into 2 pieces. The glue hadn't set enough that I was able to get the center joint apart. So now I have 2 sides. I guess I could just show you this. This is 1/2 of the top. And you can see here, I just pocket hole these 2 pieces together. And this one turned out okay-ish. This is the underside. And there's about 32nd, maybe even a 1/16 of an inch ledge here. But on this side, it's more pronounced. It's actually, it's like a full 1/16 of an inch proud. The other one's even, I would think, even a little bit more, like maybe 3/32 or something like that. So it sucks. There's enough width here that I can, I think, rejoint the one edge that had the glue on it, which I don't even know which edge it is. It's not that one, it's this one. This one got dinged up pretty bad, but that's okay, because I think what I'm going to do now is take the screws out and then run this through the planer at super shallow passes. The problem is I just want to flatten the top. I don't really give a crap about the underside. It can have that unevenness, but this top, I really need this seam to go away. And if I try to sand this out or plane it out by hand, it's going to be just a wave. So, but I can't go too deep, or else I'll start exposing the holes from the pocket screws. So, judging by, I've got maybe 3/16 that I could plane without hitting those screws, maybe not. I'm hoping that I can just take like an 1/8 inch off of each of these boards just to get this top flat and then be done. And then I can joint and put it together, and I've got like a 1/4 inch I could cut off after that. So I've got about a 1/2 inch extra right now, so I could joint this face again and then glue it and screw it again, hopefully. So the point is, I only got to do that little bit, and I was frustrated. Everything, like clamps were falling. I couldn't get things screwed together correctly. My planer, the hose kept falling off the planer, so it's shooting dust everywhere and making a mess. Like, everything was terrible. And part of it is I've been a little bit frustrated lately with projects, but I also have pink eye. I have pink eye right now, and it's really annoying. It's really itchy. I haven't had pink eye in a while, and the reason is I have a cat right now. I'm allergic to cats, but we have a cat right now. It's my brother-in-law's cat. He's currently homeless because of his house burned down while we were at our wedding. So we took the cat in to help him out, and I'm allergic to cats. Plain and simple. I'm not super allergic, like it's not a terrible problem, but it's a problem enough that when my kid had her cat here, he came every other week with her, and for whatever reason I was very allergic to him. I got pink eye like every time he came over, and so I haven't had it. And this cat's been here for like over a month now, and this is the first time. And so I don't know if I petted him and then touched myself or something, but I'm all inflamed. It's itching. I'm down here trying to work. This is southern yellow pine, which if you've ever tried to cut southern yellow pine, it just turns to dust. It's almost like cutting MDF. This stuff is so disgusting. And so there's dust everywhere. I'm wearing my mask, but that doesn't help my eyes. I don't have like air sealing goggles. So I just gave up. And my back hurts again. My back started hurting again last week for no apparent reason. I need to just probably go to the doctor about that. So, no major activities this week. I mean, I have like a dentist appointment and stuff, and kid has an appointment tomorrow. Little things, but nothing crazy going on. So hopefully, I get the time. I'll come down here and I'll rip these, or I'll plane these guys down a little bit, joint these edges again, screw it back together, and we'll be all right. That's the hope. And then I can cut it down, put it on the carcass. The carcass just needs a little bit more sanding, and it's done. And then start building drawers. What'd you get up to this weekend? I haven't played any games in like a week. We haven't played anything. I think maybe we play tested my card game, and that's about it. So yeah, didn't get to play anything. What have you been doing? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is scion. It is a noun meaning a descendant or heir. Scion of chiefs and monarchs, where art thou? Fond hope of many nations, art thou dead? Lord Byron, a British romantic poet. Scion, S-C-I-O-N. Isn't that the name of the city that the humans were forming in the Matrix?